Well, good morning. Really good to see you again. For the people who have been here before, my name is Liselotte Lyngsø. I'm a futurist, and I will be your moderator of the day. And I think we are really living in interesting time for the data center industry. There's so much going on, especially within renewable energies, but also within AI. And I'm personally working a lot with AI, and just to give you an example where I really think this is getting interesting, I was together with 3F, who are these labor organization in Denmark, and they said, well, all our staff usually say, or all our members say, oh, we hate technology, we hate new technology, but when it comes to AI, they love it. They think it has made their life much easier. It has given them a lot of shortcuts. Then I spoke to Kammeradvokaten, this lawyer's company working for the Danish government, and they said, well, in the past it took us 2.5 years to get these young lawyers to earn their own salary in the work they were doing, and now after 4 or 5 months they earn their own salary because they are really being helped. So we're seeing AI really democratizing the world. So a great number, I think, is that if you're a complete newbie coming into the organization, it's like getting a racing horse, and the racing horse will allow you to race 43% faster than you would otherwise. And if you are really an experienced person, you are lifted by 17%. So everybody's lifted, but actually the newbies, the young people, are lifted even more. And that again is spilling on to the labor market. They expect to get right into the business of work. They expect to have far more responsibility from the outset. And I think it's really creating a very interesting situation. So I know there has been a lot of things going on about, oh, has it been a hype? And to an extent, looking at it from an investment perspective, yes, there has been some hype circle, if you know the Gardner's curve, because we still haven't found the real price models, the payback models for this AI, and we still have these big issues regarding sustainability. And I really hope that we can look into all these options. But as I see it, I mean, Denmark really have a huge potential as this AI hub of the future. The flap countries have a lot of issues, and we can offer other things here in the Nordic region. So I really think we are together here at a very important point in time, and I think we should all pull in the right direction so that we can have this AI that used to be nice to have and now is need to have. I think if you know the Maslow's hierarchy of need, we have Wi-Fi in the bottom, but I also think we have AI in the bottom now. So we're stuck with it, and we are on this racing horse, and we have to navigate it well, using our ethical compass to make this a success. There is no doubt that it can also help curing a lot of uncurable diseases. I'll give you an example where AI is working really well. If you wonder why she's speaking so long, it's actually because the minister is not coming. He has sent us a video, and it's only 3 minutes long. So I'm just, speaking for him a little bit now. One thing that is really working well, where as a futurist I always look for what do people not like, and if there's something they don't like doing is cold canvas, calling up to people you don't know, trying to sell them stuff. It's horrible. It really, and especially when they then put the phone down on you. So they have now Elsie. Elsie is an AI bot, and she's looking at what is happening on LinkedIn. And then, for instance, Eric, it will say, oh, Eric, I saw you went to this conference on GPDR, and wasn't it fantastic? And you will answer back to Elsie. She's such a charming person, And she will then build a relationship to you. And when the real salesperson wake up in the morning, Elsie has set up a real team meeting with a real person who are actually enthusiastic about meeting you. And then, of course, you have to say, oh, my colleague Elsie, and so forth. I don't know when LinkedIn is closing this down, but this is really one of the huge success stories. Another success story, of course, is Klarna with their customer service, where I think they have create a huge profit of $40 million this year, and translating customer service to 32 languages, stopping return calls and so forth. But I think the way to look at AI is really, it's in collaboration with real people. So for instance, in Saving the Children in Denmark, if a child calls in and say, oh, my mother lies there completely drunk in the sofa in the afternoon when I get home from school, then it's a real person taking the call to this girl saying, I feel really sorry for you, are you okay? And while she's talking, there's this bot listening in on the conversation saying, remember to ask her, if she has siblings to her age. And that actually allow and free people to be very good at being human, at being creative, at being present, because you no longer have this Excel arc of things that you have to categorize. The bot is doing that for her. So looking a little bit in the longer perspective, I think we are going to be freed to be far more innovative and to take much more care of each other as human beings, because all the machine stuff is with compliance and so forth, and categorizing stuff is taken care of by the AI. But before I go any further, I want you to say hello to the neighbor, because actually meeting each other is going to be very important in this future. And then please tell your neighbor, how have you worked with AI the last year? Thank you very much. Any key points that you wish to share for the industry in terms of the future? Now is the time. No, you have plenty of time also to put questions to our speakers during the day. We have we have two very interesting panels, and make sure you go to the exhibition area. Make sure you network. I mean, we can get a lot of help from our AI bots, but we don't know what we don't know, we can't live without. So we have a tendency to go into our own small rabbit holes. So I think it's even more key than ever that you meet with real people, that you listen louder, and that you get really curious about what is in the pipeline, because there are a lot of changes going on right now. And the good part is that it's going to be easier to be in the world because we are getting this help from AI. So I have this thing as a futurist. I say interesting, exciting, especially if something is frustrating me a little bit. So my son, he unfortunately spent 2,500 crowns on PlayStation, small amounts, drops, 100 crowns, 150 crowns. And as a futurist, I said, interesting, exciting. Please repeat after me, interesting, exciting. Try to put your arms into it so you believe it. Interesting, exciting. Then you pass the futurist test, and I call PlayStation. Oh, do you get a lot of calls like this with kids having spent that much money online? And they were explaining to me, and I spoke to a lot to the gaming organizations afterwards, and I actually spoke to the gamers about, is it okay that we don't know what is real, virtual, and what is real? And they say, yeah, completely. When we go dating, we use chatbots to write our dating messages. So everything is melding together right now. And if you don't think virtual is as real, you suffer from virtualism in the future. So that was their perspective. So sometimes it's really good to get into a community that irritates you a lot. So you shouldn't walk around saying interesting, exciting all the time. You should also be a leader in your own life. So as a mother, I did something completely different. I kicked him out of his bedroom. He slept in the living room, and I rented out his room for 5,000 a month to Osman, a programmer at Netcompany, so I could get some money back. So don't say interesting, exciting forever. But without further, I wish you a really happy day, and I would like now to give the stage to a virtual person, and he is real. It's our Minister of Utility and Energy, Lars Ågaard, and for Climate and Utilities. And unfortunately, he really wanted to be here today, actually, because he knows that the data center are playing a more and more important role. But unfortunately, he had to go to the UN in New York. So let's give him a hand, even though he's not here.